Okay, but we are starting now. As we see, the script has loaded 10 minutes afterwards, but still, we will go live with the first map here, being Puzzle. I've introduced the players already. We have Gwen, Xerar, Binks, and then of course the full speed pro, or one of the best full speed players out there, Kid, playing for team against all authorities. So interesting to see what he can do, because of course we have a full speed section and in the end of all of the tracks. So yeah, he really shined through, got in the top 16 and also with a very, very good performance. I think he was actually in the top 10, if I remember correctly. And yeah, let's see. Bits almost got eliminated yesterday. Wait, what do you mean with funny? I mean, if Bits didn't practice, I've just seen him making a weird mistake, but this can happen. This can happen, man. They want to delete the second warm-up. They're arguing. Kid is no, which I can understand. So this match could take a bit longer, but it's totally fine because this warm-up is for you, and there you get some practice in, and I can go delete. Are they saying? So second warm-up is coming. Binks and Xerar are playing it. Okay, and now Kid just deleted. Xerar is still playing though, which I can understand. So I have no idea. I'm not really speaking French. Maybe someone can translate what Xerar said here, but he wants to maybe use the warm up to grant himself some practice. But he is of course the mapper of this map here. As you can see, the login, and this login is the same. And we're starting now with the first map by Xerar. Round 1 out of 5. Puzzle is the map name. And let's go with the first round. Binks a bit stumbling here. I have to drink something because my throat is really sore. And Xerar with a very good start, but came in contact with the wall there. So we'll be over and out on this round. I mean, he's still in the mix, finding himself 0.4 behind. But now it's the battle here between Binks and Gwen. Binks with a very good section. Gwen just a little bit behind. 1.5 car lengths behind Binks, but this is 0.1 of a second. Binks with a very good flowy section there. Really, really good executed by him. Extended his lead. But Gwen with a very good uphill here. So who's more speed? Is it Binks or Gwen? It is Binks with more speed. Way more speed than Gwen. But what a great round here from Binks. Really, really good round. 1300ths of a second ahead of Gwen, and this will most likely be the first 10-pointer for Binks. Yes, it will. Gwen comes closer and closer and will almost overtake him here in the end. Ooh, that was wonky. 12,000 of a second between Binks and Gwen, but it was sufficient for Binks to grant himself the first 10-pointer of the match. Kid in third, and then we have Xerar after that mistake, finding himself in last place. So Binks, the player who got last in his match, on the first match, granted himself 10 points in this round. So very, very good for him. Alright, Binks not with the best start this time, as well as Kid, who finds himself a little bit further behind. Now we have the battle between both the winners of the first match here. We have Binks, we have Gwen and Xerar, sorry. And then Binks, of course, finding himself in last. Kid just in that third place yet again, and he's waiting for the full speed section to start. He's waiting for it, but Binks with a very good section here. Very good uphill there from Binks. And oh, who will it be? Will it be Xerar or will it be Gwen? Gwen with more speed, and Xerar finding himself in second place, but good section here from Xerar, but didn't get too much speed, so he finds himself 500ths of a second behind Gwen. So will be Gwen your winner and granting himself 10 points here. Xerar with a lot of effort, but it's not enough yet. It's a 55.37 for him and a 55.12 for Gwen. What a great time for him. Kid in third again, and Binks in last place, granting himself 3 points. Wow, but what a great time there from Gwen, dropping a low 55 already. And Kid right now in last place, because he only got 2 third places here, and therefore only 4 points in each round. But Kid now with a very good start. Look at that. And I think Binks came in contact with the wall there. So Binks won't have a saying in this round. Now we have the battle here. Kid now with a very good start here, as you can see. Battling now with Gwen and Xerar. But what was that, Gwen? Did he enable his speed hack there? What was this line from the Game World player? What a great transition there from him. So he's on a banger over time again. Xerar goes for the no jump or for the low jump and therefore grants himself a little bit more speed. Oh, Gwen, wonky line for him, but it's still enough for him. But Xerar comes closer and closer, but this is not enough. Gwen 0.2 of a second out of Xerar here, but who will be the second placed player here? Will it be Kid, who has way more speed than Xerar in this section, or will it be Xerar himself? Xerar really wonky in the ending, and will it be Kid who will overtake Xerar in the end? So Kid grants himself 6 points, and Gwen again with a 55.1 here. Well, very, very good time from him in first place. Kid in second place, well needed for him. And Binks, after making an additional mistake, in third place. But still, this is a very, very high level here, as you can see. Or as I have forecasted already. So Kid with 14 points, Binks with 16 points, still in second place. And Xerar with 13 points in last. Gwen really dominating this map here as we go into the fourth round. But of course he is vulnerable, and as well as Kid, who made a mistake, and as well as Xerar. So Xerar and Kid won't have a saying in this round yet again. And we have Binks versus Gwen, the first versus the second place. 16 with the 26 points, and Binks with a very good section here. Gets a little bit better of a line, but a little bit too far outside, I wanted to say. But really, really good speed for Binks here, who is right now occupying the first place ahead of Gwen here. Gwen, not the best speed outcome from the dirt uphill here, so it will be Binks in first, but Gwen with more speed. So Gwen could come back strong here in this ending section. But this looks like Binks. No, Binks not with a lot of speed, and will be Gwen who actually overtakes Binks here in that full speed section. So Gwen will win this round here over Binks. Binks with a very, very weak full speed section yet again. Gets sniped away the 10-pointer, and Gwen just dominating 36 points out of 4 rounds. This is really good for him. Kid in third place, and then we have Xerar making a mistake in last, and he's right now sitting in last with 16 points only. Binks in second, so it's a back and forth here between all of the players, and Gwen has already a huge lead, but made a mistake here in that first right-hander, and therefore finds himself 0.5 of a second behind. Xerar, Gwen, and Binks are still alive. So who will take that first place? Kid not with the best line here. Of course, I mean Kid and not Gwen. And yeah, ooh, not the best third entrance for him, and he drops down to that last place. But Gwen gets in contact with the fence there, but still, yeah, stabilized his car, so he will be in third. So let's take a look onto the battle here for that first place. Xerar versus Binks. Binks with a very good uphill section. Who has more speed after that section? It will be Xerar. So Xerar right now in first place. Tattoo Tata. Okay, Tattoo Tata's coming in because of the sick ending section here from Xerar that you can see. He's extending his lead to 0.05 of a second. But Binks comes back strong with the more inside line. But it will be Xerar who will grant himself a 10-pointer. A well-needed 10-pointer that puts him at 26 points. Binks up to 28 points. Kid actually overtakes Gwen here in the ending, granting himself 4 points yet again, and Gwen in last. So what a great round here. So Gwen is your first seeded player after the first 5 rounds with 39 points. Then we have a very close battle for that second place between Binks and Xerar. Kid in second place, in last place with 22 points. But nothing is set in stone here. Maybe there's a map that players certainly don't like. We have offline now. Yeah, we have offline now. Where the WRs, I think, is by link, but I'm not sure about that. But let's check the Daddy Manias here. You have Xerar with Daddy 4 here, 58.83, so good time from him. Then we have Gwen not to be seen here. He's on Daddy 19 with a 59.08, but still a very, very fast time. Kid is... oh, here, Daddy 5. What a great time from him. I thought he was not as far up here, so he maybe can make something happen here on this round. And then, of course, we have Binks and Daddy 6 here. So 4, 5, and 6 occupied by the players. And then, of course, we have Gwen, the prodigy. He's on Daddy 19. Maybe has practice offline. But what a great PBs all the players have. And I think Kid was really strong here on this map in the heat. In the heat section, as well as Binks. I can remember all of the players were really strong, so I can see a lot of points being distributed among all of the players here. Actually, to Kid, Xerar, and Binks, and Gwen has a really rough time here to grant himself the 10-pointers. Because we have seen sub 58s here, sub 59s here in the warm-up. before the match has started. So this will be a banger. Second warm-up is starting, but players decided to delete it. And we are going live after that. So warm-up has ended and players are ready. They are totally ready. And we are going into the first round on offline. Let's go with Kid, who is of course right now in last place with only 22 points out of 5 rounds. So he granted himself 4 third places and 1 second place. So this is not enough for him. Didn't get the big boy points right now. Xerar versus Gwen here. Both of the players who got first place in their first match of the day here. But Kid comes back strong with a lot of speed, as you can see here. Gwen goes for a little bit more outside approach and therefore has more speed compared to what Xerar. Binks won't have a saying in this round. He's 0.7 of a second behind. Yeah, he's actually dropping a little bit further behind as well. So Xerar versus Gwen here for that battle here, for that first place. Kid, really wonky line for him, so he's dropping a little bit further behind. And it will be Xerar with a lot of speed in this section and most likely win this one if he's not messing up that full speed section. Xerar with a good SD. Gwen goes a little bit more inside and Xerar with a better entrance into that yeah, a full speed section here. But it will it be Xerar or Gwen here in the ending? It will actually be Xerar with 0.008 of a second over Gwen. Kid just behind. And Binks as well with a sub 1 minute time. So great rounds here and great effort for Gwen. But it's not enough. So Xerar will move up to second place now with 36 points. So the wall ride was really good executed there from Gwen. He came a bit closer and right now it's Binks making an additional mistake here and is right now in last place. So after that first place that he has gotten in the first round, he didn't really shine through a lot. He is at 31 points, but he's dropping further and further down after that places. But what happened to Kid there? Can we talk about that? Kid had to respawn and Kid will be dead. He's most likely able to finish, but still not looking good for Kid here for the Against All Authority players. Speaking of teams, we have the Game World player Gwen ahead of the Exalted Xerar player. And Gwen with a very good line. As you can see, Xerar with a little bit more speed. Comes a little bit closer though. But only 13,000 compared to the other CP. But Gwen is stumbling. And Xerar with more speed. So Xerar will overtake Gwen here in this section. Just before the full speed part. Gwen not with a lot of speed in this section though. But Gwen with a good inside line yet again. And he will come closer and closer. Who will take it in the end? This is Gwen or Xerar. Gwen with more speed. And Gwen will win this round here over Xerar. So what a great ending section yet again from Gwen here. And it will be Xerar granting himself only 6 points. Binks, after that mistake, in third place. And Kid had to respawn, so he will be in last. And will also only is at 29 points, so he didn't really, didn't really get some points on all of the 7 rounds that we have played already. Gwen, however, got 55 points in 8 rounds and 7 rounds. That's pretty insane, actually, to think about it. So Gwen with a very good performance, only granted himself 1 last place, and all the other placements were first or second. So Binks, however, with a good start. Where is Xerar? Xerar finds himself 0.3 of a second, 0.24 of a second behind Binks, who's right now the leader with a good approach here in this section. But Gwen gets it a little bit more inside, so Gwen will have the upper hand in this section. And it was Kid who dropped down yet again, so he's 0.8 of a second behind Gwen, who's right now the leader, who had a really good tech section here. But also Binks won 7 seconds, so who will have more speed? Binks with an insane line! Look at this, so Binks won this first place so bad, and Binks is right now in first. Let's see, can he keep it up against Gwen, who had a really insane full speed section all the way. Binks goes super far up the half pipe, or the wall ride, and it will be Xerar actually almost overtaking Gwen there in the end. Oof, that was so close. Xerar had more speed, but it is Gwen staying ahead of him and Binks in first place. So a well-needed 10-pointer for him that gets him closer and closer towards Xerar. Gwen only at 61 points, only quote-unquote because players can reach him. 15 points between Xerar and Gwen, and everything can happen here. Oh, Kid with a mistake again, and as well as Gwen and Binks. Speaking of mistakes, and all of a sudden it's Kid in second place, just behind Xerar, who's really happy, who would be really happy about that. So Gwen stumbling a bit and had to readjust his line there. He finds himself 1 second behind and made another mistake. So Gwen is falling apart in this round. So Xerar in first, really anticlimactic round, but Kid maybe could make some damage here, as he's only 0.2 of a second behind Xerar here, so he could come back strong in that full speed section. 0.24 of a second, maybe he grants himself a lot of speed. This looks good for the Against All Authority player, but Xerar also with a lot of speed. So Maybe Kid can make some damage. He goes for the other SD there as well, the very, very short one. But it will be Xerar, your victorious player. Kid with more speed. As you can see, he's decreasing the gap to Xerar. But Xerar will stay in first place and grant himself 10 points. Kid just behind Binks in third place. And then Gwen granting himself only 3 points in this round. So Xerar up to 56 points. 8 points away of overtaking Gwen as we go into the last round on offline. Let's spectate Kid, who's only at 38 points. Not looking too good for him. But still, he could make something happen here. Or on the other map. Of course, it's the last round here. And he falls a little bit behind. But 2 or 3 good rounds will serve the purpose that he will just come back strong. Right now, it's Binks versus Xerar. Gwen not with the best speed outcome here. And Kid will actually overtake him here in this section. But Gwen with a very, very good drift, as you can see here. Kid as well, but Gwen with a little bit more speed and better approach for him in this section. So this will put him down to the battle here for that first place. Very, very inside for him. What a crazy round here. This is Binks, Xerar, and also Gwen. Kid with a mistake. And I think Kid didn't even get the CP, and he had to respawn all the way back. Unfortunate stuff for him. And it will be Xerar versus Gwen and Binks here. But Binks with a mistake, and it will be Gwen in first place now. And Xerar just behind him, but what a mistake there from Binks. He felt the pressure there, and it will be Gwen in first, Xerar in second, and Binks, who was in a really, really good time, as you can see here, only granting himself 4 points. Unfortunate stuff, and Kid is able to finish mid-road? Who got a mid-road? Someone got a mid-road, but I didn't really capture that. But we are going to the next map now, which will be Idealist by Slays, Sparker, and Zeroja. Players have actually surpassed the 1 minute barrier, or as you can see here, the daddies weren't sub 1 minute last week. So Insanity, Disrod, and Xerar, who is playing this match as well, have surpassed this barrier. So Xerar could maybe can stand a chance against Gwen here, who's also at Daddy 5 here. And Kid is at Daddy 4. So where is Binks? Binks at Daddy 11. So top 15 Daddies for all of the players. This is a really, really high level fight, as you can see. Right now, a good warm-up for Gwen and as well as Xerar. Binks decided to play it. I thought he's at the start, but he's 12 seconds behind. But of course, it's only the warm-up, so nothing is set in stone here. Kid with a very good line, as you can see there. So I can really imagine him putting a lot of practice into this map, because he has a really, really good time here. So this is also a map with a comparably long full speed section in the end, and a little bit harder. This uphill turn, you can lose so much speed and time there, as we have seen in the first match of today as well. A lot of overtakes were happening there. So I'm interested to see what Kid is doing there. So good luck and fun to all of the players. We are starting because players decided to delete the second warm-up. And let's follow Kid here for the first round, who is sitting in dead last with 41 points only. Then we have Binks at third place with 53 points. Xerar with 62 points, so 9 points out of Binks. And then Gwen with 74 points. So he could potentially grant himself the final status just in 3 rounds. Good lines from all of the players. Didn't really lose the contact to the tarmac there and didn't go into the dirt. Gwen right now in first. Kid not with the best. I mean, it was a good section, but compared to the other players, not with the best section, and finding himself in last place at the moment. Binks, however, dropped a little bit further behind, and Kid with a mistake, and he's playing golf with friends. Had to respawn. And it will be a 3-man battle now for that first place. Xerar with a very good line. Had to readjust it there and almost lost it there. So it will be Binks in your first place right now. And Gwen just behind in third. And what a battle here for that first place. Will it be Xerar or Binks? Binks with the more inside line. And Xerar with more speed. So it will be Xerar going into the full speed part at first. And Binks is just behind him, but too far behind to make some damage here. But Binks with a lot of speed compared to what Xerar. But Xerar decided to go for the outside line and took it easy. Xerar in first, Binks in second. Gwen in third place with a 1 minute 0.80. Still a good time, being 0.8 of a second behind the Daddy Mania time. And then Kid, after playing golf, in last place with 3 points. So 44 points for Kid only. the gap towards him, and Binks is increasing and increasing every round. But Xerar came closer towards Gwen in this round. So Xerar at 72 points, Gwen at 78. And maybe Xerar can make some more damage towards Gwen and pressure him more. But oh, Xerar goes super close here. Kid right now in the lead. Binks with a very good section there, but Kid lost it a bit. Binks losing contact to the tarmac there, but is still in first place. Xerar and Gwen in a hot pursuit though. And it will be Xerar going into the drop at first. Gwen just behind him, and now we are going into the tech section here, which is really hard to do. I tried this one on myself as well as this part here. This is very crucial if you misalign your car there, but all the players did it perfectly fine. Kid is 0.5 of a second behind, and it will be Xerar versus Gwen. Gwen with a little bit, not with a little bit more speed, but he's risking it. As you can see, he finds himself 13 hundredths of a second behind Xerar here, and it will be Xerar going into the wall ride at first. So Xerar is in first. Will not lose the first place here. So Xerar with a 1 minute point 15 in first. Gwen in second. Binks in third place. What a great time. And Kid also finishing, but with another mistake. 1 minute 9 seconds. So almost 10 seconds behind the first placed player here. So not a great performance from Kid so far, who is at 47 points. Gwen 84, and then we have Xerar with 82 points, making knock towards on Gwen's door. So Xerar is right now, could potentially overtake Gwen here with a good round. Let's keep our eyes here on Xerar, who is really doing good on this track here. Binks with a good start as well. And Xerar with a very, very good line. Look at that. Outside approach for him. Check. Really good. Greatly executed by him. Finds himself 0.1 of a second ahead over Binks already, who's battling it out with Gwen. Gwen, however, doesn't want to, lose control here. But speaking of losing control, it's Binks who has actually came into contact with the roadblock there. So he won't have a say and actually gets overtaken by Kid as well. So will it be Gwen or Xerar? Will Xerar overtake Gwen here in the last couple of rounds here on this match? Or will it be Gwen who can make something happen here and can move up to 94 points? But it looks like Xerar will most likely win this round. Very good section for him yet again, and he's on a banger of a time. Look at that. Xerar 0.1 of a second ahead of Gwen here and drops a 1 minute point 17. What a great time. And Xerar is now your leader of this second match of today. Xerar with 92 points, Gwen with 90 points, so both are one victory away of granting themselves the finalist status. Then we have Binks with 66 points, being 24 points behind Gwen here, and then Kid only 51 points in a dead last place. So Binks can also make something happen, but as well as Kid, he just didn't really feel it that much. And of course, unfortunately, he's not the fastest player on non-full speed, playing style. But still, he can make something happen here because he has Daddy 4. And right now, it is Binks making a mistake. So it will be decided who will be the finalist. Will it be Xerar or Gwen here? Will it be Xerar or Gwen? Xerar with a lot of speed, and it will be Gwen who has a little bit better line here in that trajectory. Oh, but Gwen has touched. And he will get overtaken by even Kid here. So Xerar will be certainly very happy about that. Goes super far outside and actually touched there. So Kid is all of a sudden in first place, and we won't see a finalist into the next round. So Kid is 0.6 of a second ahead of Gwen here. So what a round, and Xerar risked it too much there. He just wanted the speed, but he was so far ahead, and this is not looking good for Xerar. So Kid will take some momentum, and actually the first 10-pointer for Kid here will put him up to 61 points. Well needed for him. It's not too late, of course. Binks finishing as well in third place. Xerar in last, unfortunately, and then Gwen up to 96 points. Wow, but what a mistake there from Xerar. Wow. That was unfortunate stuff for him. Hello there, guys. And, oh, Kid with a mistake. I was speaking of momentum, but now it's Kid making contact with the inflatable tree there. Or if it's inflatable or not, I'm not really sure. Maybe this is like some plastic tree. Maybe we have to ask Nadeo Labs to send us some in so we can analyze them. Okay, Gwen versus Binks. Bear in mind, Xerar. Wait. What? Xerar crash? Wait, what? Xerar is not on the server anymore. Okay, Xerar is chilling here. Xerar left the game, so we will most likely see a round that will be replayed if Gwen decides to. Gwen decided to not go for the finish, so we will go for the next round here. Xerar has unfortunately crashed, and yeah, I was wondering a little bit, but yeah, Xerar now off to the chance. He needs a second place. Gwen needs a third place in order to grant himself a final status, so we could see a double final situation. Kid and Binks need to deny both of the players, and right now it's looking good for both of them. Both of them with a good start. Xerar falling a little bit further behind. Gwen with a very, very good uphill as well as Xerar. So both of them came a bit closer. Xerar goes super close to the wall. I thought he touched, but all of a sudden it was Gwen who has touched. So it will be Kid against Xerar in this section. And we know that Kid is really good on full speed. And Xerar with a mistake. And Binks all of a sudden in second place. What is happening? So we won't see a finalist here because Gwen... Oh no, Gwen is actually in third place here. And... where is Xerar? Xerar is super far behind. He won't have a saying here. So will be Gwen actually granting himself the final status. Lucky for him that Xerar made a mistake there. So Kid in first. Yet again, his second first place here. And then Binks just behind him. Both who are in dire need of some points are now granting themselves first and second place. Kid up to 71 points now. Binks up to 76 points now. And we have the first finalist of the match. Gwen, who granted himself 4 points. Fittingly, 96 plus 4 is 100, and 100 points means finalist mode for him. Xerar up to 98 points, so he's one finish away, and we are going to the first map yet again. So yeah, Binks is Alex. And thank you for your follow, Bulgork and C-Rapt. I've just seen that one, and also Fatsubo, who followed me 2 hours ago, but I have the alerts enabled because I don't like it when casting. As we go onto the first map yet again, it is puzzle by none other than Xerar. So Xerar could deny Gwen the victory here just on his own map. So we're going to the live round directly, so no warm-up for the players here. As you can see, it is Gwen with a good start and as well as Xerar. So all of the players are in the mix, but Xerar with a mistake, so he needs to rely on Binks and Kid to deny Gwen the victory here. But it is actually Kid who tear it apart in this part, so it's only between Binks and Gwen. Gwen, however, is a little bit further behind between Binks, and Binks really shine through on this map. Binks with a lot of speed, look at that. Binks is shining through now, look at that. He's 0.2 of a second out of Gwen here, and Gwen needs to rely on a bad speed outcome for Binks here in this section, or on a mistake from him. But Gwen with a little bit more speed, and he's making knock onto Binks' door. So what is happening here in this ending section? Binks goes for a super outside line, and it's actually Gwen with a little bit more speed, finding himself 600ths of a second behind. But oh, bad SD for Gwen, and it will be Binks who deny Gwen the victory here, and Binks will go up to 86 points. Kid also finishing in third place, and then we have Xerar moving up to finalist mode. So we have double finalist situation between Gwen and Xerar. And Binks gets closer and closer with 86 points towards that finalist mode as well. Second round here on the first map. We have Xerar and Gwen in finalist mode. Xerar's first finalist attempt and Gwen's second finalist attempt. And Binks and Kid are right now in the lead. Binks and Kid are pushing it. They're pushing it to the limit. Look at that. It's actually Xerar with a little bit more inside line and didn't get a lot of speed in this section. But it is Binks getting in contact with the fence there. And it will be Xerar right now in first place, who's battling out with Gwen here. So this is for the victory. Kid is super far behind, and Gwen is getting a slowdown, so it's actually Xerar right now in first, being 0.4 of a second ahead of Binks here. So this is looking good. This is Xerar's road to victory here. Didn't get the best dirt transition here, but as well as Binks, who's super far behind. So will be Xerar most likely winning this second match of the day ahead of Gwen. So this is one of the first surprises. Gwen saying the early GG has deleted. So Xerar will win this run against Gwen. GG on his own map. What a dream scenario, right? So Xerar beating Gwen here, and Binks will go up to 92 points, Kid up to 78 points. But what a great performance by Xerar here, really pressuring Gwen, and Gwen not only, he's not on second place yet, but still a good performance from him. So Binks now the player who could grant himself the finalist status. 92 points for him. Kid at 79 points. And of course, guys, we are playing towards 3 winners because this is a point system and the top 8 players will go into the next round who have the most amount of points. Gwen with a good start. Look at that. Gwen with a very good transition here as well. And it is Binks who has made a mistake. And Kid is the one to deny Gwen the second place here. It is Kid just behind him. Kid with a good speed outcome. So finds himself 0.1 of a second behind Gwen here. Didn't get a smooth landing there in the slope section. And Kid came in contact with the wall. So it will be Gwen who is approaching this section at the fastest. And Kid is just super far behind. So what an anticlimactic way to round up the second place here for Gwen. But the Game Ward player is looking strong here to grant himself the second place. This is not what he wanted, but Xerar played out of his mind. So Gwen in second place, GG's towards him. Kid in second place, and Binks not granting himself a finalist status. He is 4 points away. So we have Binks versus Kid. Kid at 85 points, and we have Binks at 96 points. And let's see who will take it. Binks, of course, only has to finish. Kid needs those big boy points in order to stay in contact towards Binks here. But I mean, if the round doesn't matter, Kid needs to win 2 consecutive rounds in a row as well. Still, so because if Binks gets first place now, Kid is at 91, and if Kid is at first, he is at 95. So he needs to win all the rounds, all the remaining rounds after that. So they can take it easy. This is a free round. Guys can chill a bit. They can like contemplate their life decisions or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, Binks is looking strong to get that momentum into the next round. So Binks is looking strong here. And Kid is not, keeping in contact with Binks here. Finds himself 1.5 seconds behind. But of course, this round doesn't really matter that much. Binks in first place, and then we have Kid just behind him. So as we go into the next one, we have finalist Binks. Kid 91 points, so he's 1 victory away, but he needs to deny Binks the victory anyway. So 2 more rounds here. 2 more rounds. Alright. Kid versus Binks. The against all authority player against the former named player who was called Alex. Is betting now. But Kid now with a good start. Look at that. So Kid will stand a chance here in this section, but goes super far outside, grants himself a lot of speed, so it will be Binks right now in the lead. Good transition here for Binks. Oh, really sloppy for him, so Kid will come closer, but Kid comes in contact with the fence there on the outside, and it will be Binks in the lead right now. So Binks just needs to finish in order to grant himself the 3rd place, and therefore 4 points in the league system. So Binks looking really, really strong here in this section. Good speed outcome for him. And it will be Kid actually dropping a little bit further behind. It will be 0.8 of a second behind him. So Binks in first place here in this round. And it will most likely be him granting himself the 3rd place. Anticlimactic round yet again. So Binks in 3rd. GG's to him. So, yeah, this is your top 3. Xerar, Gwen, and Binks. And then we have Kid, who played really good in the last couple of rounds, in last place, unfortunately. 97 points for him. And, yeah. GG's to Xerar, who has beaten Gwen, one of the favorites on this match. But also Aurel dropped a little